Good morning, gentlemen. Uh, in today's climate, it's very difficult to know what we should speak about, what we should not speak about, or how we should speak about something, or when we should speak about something, or what we should even walk in, or how to even respond to a lot of things that are going on in our world. I mean, it's completely confusing, and we turn on the news and we hear one thing from one side and one thing from another side, and you talk to two different friends, and one will tell you one thing, another will tell you another thing, and so we ask ourselves, what do we do? And I know for me, many times I found myself just kind of being silent and kind of stepping back and just not doing anything. And for a long time, I thought, well, that's what I should do. I should just kind of keep my opinions to myself, and I should keep my opinions to myself. But at the same time, it is important to remember that we always are called to walk in a Christ-like manner. So I want to read something to you regarding all this. Is from Mark chapter 1, starting with verse 40, and I'm going to read on down to verse 45. And it says, and a leper came to him, came to Jesus, imploring Jesus, and kneeling said to him, if you will, you can make me clean. Moved with pity, Jesus stretched out his hand and touched him and said to him, I will, be clean. And immediately the leprosy left him and he was made clean. And Jesus sternly charged him and sent him away at once and said to him, see that you say nothing to anyone, but go, show yourself to the priest and offer for your cleansing what Moses commanded, for a proof to them. But he went out and began to talk freely about it and to spread the news, so that Jesus could no longer openly enter into a town, but was out in the desolate places, and people were coming to him from every quarter. So here's what I want us to understand about this. Is a couple of things. Number one, when a leper actually was not allowed in town. He had to stay outside of the town, and he was banished to certain areas. But if for some reason, so leper was coming into town, number one, they always had to wear tattered clothes. They had to wear clothes that automatically, when you looked at them, you would understand and know that they're a leper. And then also, as they entered into town, or entered around people, they were required to yell out, leper, leper. So they had to announce to people that they were coming, so that people can scatter and get out of the way from the leper. But here's this leper. He is desperate. He is desperate for his life to change. And he is tired of living in so much grief and so much pain. And then he hears that Jesus, this unorthodox man of God that wasn't religious, but loved people and truly loved God, and he truly believed, because of what he has heard about Jesus, that he was from God. So he comes to Jesus and he says something very interesting. He says, he says, I know that if you're willing, you can make me clean. So the leper didn't even hesitate. He said, I know, Jesus, I know who you are, and I know if you are willing, you can make me clean. And then Jesus does something very unusual. Now, there's a crowd of people around Jesus, and you can imagine how they're all backing up. The disciples are backing up, the religious leaders are backing up, everybody's backing up, because here is this leper, coming to Jesus. And then Jesus does the unthinkable. Jesus reaches out. He could have just spoke and said that this man would be clean, but he reaches out and touches him and then pronounces him clean. But then after that, he says, listen, now I want you to go to the priest, and I want you to, show them, and then go through the procedure that needs to be gone through in order to be pronounced clean. And the reason why he did that is because Jesus was caring for the person. He wanted everyone to know that he has been made clean, and that the public would know, and all society would know that his life has been redeemed. His life has been restored. And so, but with this, there's a couple other things that we see here Number one, Jesus is always in the mix. Jesus is always in the thick of the messes. If we always wonder, where would Jesus be in these controversial situations? Well, look at Scripture. And if you look at Scripture, you'll see that Jesus is always in the middle of controversy. He is in the middle of controversy for two reasons. Number one, he loves people. He loves people. And number two, because God is a just God. And God is always about bringing justice and redemption to mankind for all involved. And so as you go through these next several months, and you always find yourself asking, what should I do? How should I walk in these things? I want to encourage you to just look at Scripture and see and ask yourself, Jesus, where would you be? Would you be with the religious crowd that's judging everything from a distance? Or would you be with the authorities of the day and the government of the day and condemning and trying to put people in a caste system or in their places? Or would you be in the middle of things and truly exemplifying the love of the Father and walking in a way that brings honor to the Father? And so I want to encourage you to, when you go into the Word, say, okay, God, show me how to be you in today's situation, into today's society. Well, God bless you all. This is Chaplain Michael. I pray you have a blessed day.